Caldwell, a former captain of Hibs, another who will be relishing returning to Easter Road. A few years ago, Paul Hartley spent 18 months here. He was popular then, but went on to play for Hearts, thus reducing his popularity considerably. Hibs' best bet for a goal, perhaps, Stephen Fletcher. He has scored in all 3 of their home games this season. John Collins, a former Celtic player, as well as Hibs, now in charge here at Easter Road. On this ground a year ago today, Alan Freeland showed 4 red cards in a feisty Hibs Falkirk game, including one to a substitute who got a bit involved with some fans, and one to Scott Brown after the final whistle. Gordon Strachan's Celtic, very much second best in the Ukraine midweek, but they've been in formidable form of late in the SPL. They are going to take some stopping, that's for sure. Hibs might fancy themselves as one of the teams who could stop them. The only 2 unbeaten teams in the SPL meet here at Easter Road, and Naylor immediately seeks out Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling, and Scott McDonald gets involved straight away. Celtic looking for a very early goal, and Makalambe called into action with 15 seconds on the clock. Naylor, it's away by Hogg.
Well, normally we talk about Hibs' flying start against the Old Firm. This time it's the other way around. It's good play from Scott McDonald. I think it all began from a flick on from Jan Vennegoor, who'd isolated himself on Hogg, who isn't the biggest. We spoke about that before the match, but a great save from Makalambe. He keeps his team in it very early on.
Stevenson. Gets it back from Murphy. Here's Rob Jones. And now Bouzalan. Caldwell keeping a close check on Mikhail Anton Courier, who's making his home debut. Naylor.
Well, I'm not really sure exactly what Hibs are doing at the moment, but Murphy's sitting in midfield, just inside Stevenson. Just really unconventional for him at the back. There's Jones at left back.
Scott Brown securing a free kick.
A lot more of this afternoon from Scott Brown driving forward. But the strange setup. Bouzalan is also sitting right back in at a centre-half position. Wait and see if that continues.
It's Paul Hartley. He always gets plenty of stick here, having played for Hibs, but then Hartley whips it in. Gary Caldwell made a connection of some sort. Hartley again. And here is Scott McDonald! It's another good stop from Makalambe.
Yeah, but it's too straight. It is a good stop, but it has to be wider. He had all the time to pick his spot as well.
Celtic quick out of the blocks here, and it's Donati now. He's not going to get to that. And a bit of breathing space for Hibs with just 3 minutes on the clock. Celtic flying.
Yeah, well, when this ball just breaks here to Scott McDonald, he's got to go far more across Makalambe. His power is good, as you see here though, it's not wide enough. And it allows the goalkeeper to get a strong hand to it.
Fletcher. Stevenson. Brian Kerr. Now Murphy. Antoine Courier lost out to Hartley. It's away by Naylor. Celtic were beaten here on the final day of last season, but that was their first defeat at Easter Road in over 7 years, and of course they had long since wrapped up the title by then. Tusi trying to make progress up against Naylor. The Hibs fans felt there was a foul. Fletcher, both deflected, and Borat has let it slip in. Borat's bamboozled as Fletcher celebrates. It's a storming start for Hibs. They have the lead against the champions.
Well, what an absolute howler. We've talked about it in the past with Hibs goalkeepers in big matches. This is as bad as it gets. It's far too slack, Borat. It's taken a deflection, but nowhere near enough. He still comes to the centre of his body. He's not set well. The technique's not good. As soon as he gets a little hand on it, it spins over. He's got to get his body behind that.
Yes, it shouldn't have been that much of a deflection to trouble Artur Borat. It goes down as a major keeper clanger.
He knows it. It's been a great start to the match. Both sides chances. The one chance, or even half chance that Hibs had, has been taken, but it's been thanks to an absolute blunder from Borat.
And Antoine Courier has been tripped by Gary Caldwell, and Hibs have a free kick. And having weathered a Celtic storm in the opening couple of minutes, they now have the lead against Gordon Strachan's side. And he's got a bit to write about already. Rob Jones and Chris Hogg will go up with Fletcher and Antoine Courier. Borat's at fault for the goal. Facing a barrage again here as Murphy sends it in, but it's cleared comfortably by Perrier Doumbé. Naylor going long for Scott McDonald, who was up against Buzalan. What a start for Hibs. Gifted a goal by Artur Borat. Kerr. Now they're buzzing. Gattuso. Away by McManus. Donati.
Well, John Collins has tricked us all a little bit here because Hibs have gone with a back three at the moment. And that's allowing Gattuso to get down the right-hand side. I'm sure they'll try and get Stevenson to do the same on the left. And maybe that's just spying the weakness that we talked about in the full-back areas for Celtic.
The one consolation for Celtic is that there is plenty of time to put things right. Lee Naylor with a long one. Met by Hogg. Stumble from Fletcher. Alan Freeland gets in the way of Hartley and Kerr. Perrier Doumbé replacing Mark Wilson, who has a knee injury, so too does Nakamura. Naylor. Vennegoor of Hesseling. No takers, edge of area for Celtic, and David Murphy can move some now. Antoine Courier nearby. Occupied by Perrier Doumbé, who's making His first appearance since his goal won the Scottish Cup for Celtic at the end of last season. McGeady, Venegor of Hesseling, Donati. Naylor, Donati. The champions wounded by that early goal. Donati in. Easy take though for Makalambe, who twice got his considerable frame in the way of Celtic shots before that Boret's error. Here's Murphy finding some room. Fletcher, who has continued his record of scoring in every home game this season. Murphy decides to have a dig.
Well, it's all about Boret. As we say, takes a deflection, but he gets back in time. And he sees the ball coming from a long way off. He just doesn't get his technique right, but of course John Collins won't be worried about that. He knows it was a big mistake. The game's very open as well, Ian. Good to see they're getting down the right-hand side. And centrally for Hibs with Murphy, McCann and Kerr. It makes it tough for Celtic in there with Donati and Scott Brown.
Stephen Fletcher with his 5th of the season, and he has scored in all 4 home games, which is a remarkable feat, even if he did get some assistance there from Artur Boret. Boret, of course, has saved Celtic so many times, but such is life as a goalkeeper, people remember the mistakes. McDonald saw off Bouzalan. Venegor of Hesseling sets it up for Perrier Doumbé. Hartley, Donati, Scott Brown, cheered by some of the fans who used to adore him, but not that many, it must be said. Paul Hartley, however, will get a few more cheers than Brown. But if he will go and play for Hearts. Gary Caldwell, former captain of Hibs. So many people to boo in one day, the Hibs fans. Perrier Doumbé. That's inviting, but Rob Jones at the head of the queue, and just as well, because Venegor of Hesseling was lurking behind him. Naylor whips it in. Jones there again. Brown. McDonald. Away by McCann. Chris Hogg for Kevin McCann, who missed the last couple of games with an ankle injury. Fletcher bundled over by McManus. Free kick Hibs.
Yeah, McManus just gets too close, but Fletcher works it well, using his body strength, tries to twist McManus.
Stevenson. Boret thought about going for it. Fletcher unable to keep it in.
It's been good opening football from both sides. When Celtic are in possession, Hibs are just trying to make it difficult right across that midfield 5. And it is forcing Celtic from one side to the other. Finding it very difficult, Celtic to penetrate through the middle. But they're being patient.
It's amazing when you consider Celtic's recent achievements that they haven't kept a clean sheet away from home for a whole year.
Yeah, I would find that hard to believe. But I know, now that you've said it, it must be true.
Stevenson. Brown. McGeady. Naylor onto this. And Scott McDonald, this is promising. Scott Brown had sneaked in there, but it eluded all. Oh, Paul Hartley's going to pit Murphy to it. Brown. Away by Jones.
That was good play from Celtic. Again, it was Scott McDonald who found himself with a little bit of space in the box, but his final pass again let him down.
Brown for Perrier Doumbé. Brown seeking out Venegor of Hesseling, but Chris Hogg kept him occupied. Bertuzzi has overrun that. Celtic hardly likely to panic just yet. They have, after all, scored 5 goals in each of their last 3 SPL matches. McGeady. Naylor there with him. Chris Hogg lunged in. Just a throw for Celtic.
Well, that has been the side where Celtic have been the most dangerous so far in this first 50 minutes, down the left-hand side. They haven't really got that much width on the right because Paul Hartley's now sitting in that central midfield area. He's been pretty much involved.
McGeady, shadowed by the tenacious Kerr. Fletcher, McCann, Stevenson, Buzalan, Rob Jones up towards Antoine Courier. McManus now for Naylor. McCann's header will present Celtic with a throw.
Yeah, McCann's sitting in there, the sort of Buzalan role really. And Buzalan sitting back, it's almost like a sweeper. I don't know if they'll get the best of him going forward there, but certainly it's a strange setup from John Collins. I'd be very interested to hear what Stevie Frail thinks of it at half-time. Why he's going about it this way. So far, he can't complain, it's working.
A firm challenge from McManus. And Fletcher has stayed down.
I think it's a good challenge. It's not a straight leg, his studs aren't showing, he's twisted his ankle just to make sure that his studs aren't up there. And he gets the ball. I think it's just a follow through when he catches Fletcher. That's what I like about Fletcher though. He's not scared to have a pop from any manner of distance, but he will not have thought that was going to be going in. You see his reaction.
Well, Hibs will be hoping that Stephen Fletcher is okay. They are limited as far as strikers are concerned, with Clayton Donaldson suspended and Benji not considered to be in the right frame of mind really to play because he's observing a religious festival.
Yeah, but they still have strength there. Just looking at the squad on paper before the match, with Benji and Zamama maybe not quoted at the moment. They still have Shields and Campbell and Zamama who can come into it from the bench.
It doesn't look good. And that will be a big and bitter blow for Hibs.
Get to see it again here. You can see it is the follow through that catches Fletcher. Nothing wrong with the challenge for me. McManus takes the ball. If he just took a sore one on the shin there, it might take a little while to run it off, if at all.
Dean Shields, who hasn't been involved much this season, could be about to get very involved. Real worry about Stephen Fletcher. He hasn't been on the pitch long, but he has continued his Easter Road scoring spree this season.
And it is without a doubt the best chance that Hibs have of scoring this season. He's the best striker, the best finisher. And that will be a worry.
The doctor overseeing things there, and it's game over for Stephen Fletcher, sadly. Such a terrific talent as well, his kind of game this. He's given Hibs the advantage. Let's hope that's not as serious as it currently looks. So Dean Shields gets an opportunity.
Well, he had Campbell's shirt on there, not his own one. He's just been reminded before he gets on the park.
Hasn't started a game in the SPL this season, Dean Shields. At least he's going to get to play most of this one. Did come on and score a late equaliser against Aberdeen in a 6-goal thriller.
Yeah, he is a real quality player, and it's a surprise he doesn't get more minutes in a Hibs shirt. Got so much to offer.
McManus booed now, along with all the ex-Hibs players, after that tackle on Fletcher. The strongest jeers reserved for McManus now. Well, it looked like a proper centre-half challenge. Naylor's got a free kick. Really a dull moment when these two teams meet. And that's certainly been the case in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, it's a perfect angle for Hartley to put it with his right foot here.
Hartley's free kick helped on by Brown. You'd fancy the keeper for that one. All 6'6" of him. Shields kept it in. Gattuso. Brown. Naylor. Hartley. Brown. Perrier Doumbé.
And the problem for Celtic, it's all going down the left-hand side at the moment. There's no one forward of Perrier Doumbé. It's making it a little bit one-dimensional and easy for Hibs to break up.
Yes, Nakamura found to be missed. Here is Stevenson. Antoine Courier dumped to the ground, gets a free kick. Stephen McManus the offender, and somebody might fancy having a go. In fact, it's taken quickly by Kerr for Stevenson. Only Antoine Courier was in the box for Hibs. Buzelan calmly for McCann. Antoine Courier. Here's Venegora Hesselink. Scott Brown. Back on familiar territory. Perrier Doumbé for Scott McDonald. Dean Shields on for the injured Fletcher. And Shields moving away from Perrier Doumbé, but then giving it to Gary Caldwell, who promptly gives it to Thierry Gattuso. Kevin McCann's lost it now. McDonald. Hartley. McGeady. Intercepted by Buzelan, but here is Lee Naylor. Pretty poor.
Yeah, but again, it's Naylor getting forward on the left-hand side. I think Shields can exploit that area on the left. He plays particularly well from wide and left coming inside, and that's where only Perry Doumbé is, because Brown has been dragged in slightly. He likes to play a lot more narrower than Nakamura, and just here you can see that Shields is picking the ball up in that area.
Murphy for Stevenson. McManus not hanging about. Tommy Craig and John Collins sharing thoughts. Murphy's cross is a good one, and Antoine Courier, well, McManus' presence proved vital.
It's a lovely ball in. The problem is, Courier just can't get ahead of McManus. It's a good tackle as well from the defender, from the captain.
Murphy. Antoine Courier. That could be a yellow card for Stephen McManus. He's done a couple of those. And Alan Freeland does indeed book him.
Yeah, it was an absolute stick on this one. Definite yellow card.
Yellow card for the captain. Free kick for Hibs. A goal to the good, but they've lost their goal scorer. Stephen Fletcher stretchered off. Dean Shields on in his place. Stevenson's cross. Rob Jones still up there. And Stevenson has given Celtic every chance of creating something. Perrier Doumbé for Vennegoor of Hesseling. Scott McDonald and McGeady! Excellent equaliser! Celtic respond, and Artur Poritz is a mightily relieved man. He's been bailed out by McGeady's goal. McDonald and Vennegoor of Hesseling certainly played their part as well.
Well, it was just absolute top drawer football. And you can see what happens here. Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling isolated on Hogg again, who we know he's got for height. But again, it's a little interchange of passing between McDonald and Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling. And look, when it comes back to McGeady, he knows he's got to keep it low. He's got to steer it wide of Makalambe, and he does both with his right foot. And there, of course, he's absolutely delighted. I don't blame him. Gordon Strachan as well. They fought their way back into this one. It's a good finish from McGeady. But the football before that was ideal from Celtic. And it is a problem there at the back, I think, when Jan Vennegoor can isolate himself on a Hogg. And certainly Buzelan as well, because they're not the biggest. And Buzelan's not the best defender either. That's going to cause problems.
Well, Artur Boris must have been pretty confident that his teammates would find a way to goal. They've been doing that quite a bit lately, after all, Celtic. 23 goals already in the SPL this season. 1-1 at Easter Road.
And that was good play from McGeady though as well. He came right in from the left-hand side. He found himself in the penalty spot area. When the ball's rolled back to you there, it's an easy one to finish. But he did it very well.
McGeady's 5 goals last season all came in the second half of matches, so he's peaked early.
I think that's what Celtic have though, Ian. They've got options going forward. They can play the ball into McDonald's feet as we're seeing here, but they can also play the long one up to Jan Vennegoor. Makes it a little bit easier that for midfielders.
Hartley for Naylor. Hartley taken out by Katusi. Alan Freeland will want a word.
Well, that's a poor tackle. It's very late. It's way up high as well. Up towards Hartley's thigh. He's lucky to get away with that one.
Felipe Moraes getting ready for Hibs. Stevenson. So Hibs are going to make another change, and Lewis Stevenson is going to go off. He doesn't look injured. He isn't injured. He's been hooked with half an hour only on the clock. Stevenson is off, Murray is on.
Well, he's not injured and he's not happy. That's never an easy one to deal with, to be brought off after half an hour. It happened to myself on a number of occasions though. But it will mean a change of tactics again from John Collins. Murray will play wide on the right hand side. I'd expect him to play there anyway. That's what he's settled into.
He did well to last half an hour now. Here's Scott Brown.
You can see that one coming.
Venagora Hesseling. Brown runs into McCann. So Hibs have already used two of their subs. Donati for Hartley. Perrier Doumbé. McGeady, the goal scorer, unable to return it to Brown. It's bounced off Hartley, but Hogg will give it to Gattusi. Kerr. Murray's just on. Kerr. Gattusi. And now Felipe Moraes. A rather wild centre, to say the least. We have a double for you from the French League at 4:55 on Setanta Sports 1. High-flying Rennes take on the bottom club Sochaux, the only team yet to win in France this season. And then later, 7:55, the champions Lyon, hoping to catch up with the leaders. They face Lille on Setanta Sports 2. McGeady, Celtic's goal scorer, but rather bogged down there. Moraes from the Chelsea man. Antoine Courier. Shields. Snuffed out by Scott Brown. Catch him if you can. To see Cameroon international, who have been playing in the lower league in France. That's the kind of market that John Collins has to deal in, really. Doesn't have the biggest of budgets. Colwell, Brown, Hartley, the three former Hibs players in the starting 11, and by the way, there's a couple more on the bench. That's stray from McGeady.
There was a lack of communication. Naylor had gone down the left-hand side, and McGeady didn't see that one.
Kerr. Shields. No foul as Murphy fell. Here's Perrier Doumbé. Brown. Perrier Doumbé again. McGeady. And Venegor of Hesselink. This is ominous for Hibs. Chris Hogg with a brilliant block, and now Kevin McCann can lead the charge. I don't think he realised there was a man on in Venegor of Hesselink. McGeady. Venegor of Hesselink, offside. Flag up against Scott McDonald.
Well, he shouldn't be offside. It's poor play if he is. He knows he's in, he's got his hold his run a little bit. You can see. I think that's close, very close. Maybe just. But he's looking along that line. And he can hold it as well because there's no one else to beat once the ball comes into him.
Hibs unbeaten so far, Celtic unbeaten so far in the SPL. And here they are locked together at 1-1. But you just know there's a lot more to come in this game yet. McDonald turns away from Buzelan. Lee Naylor's first touch allowed Makalambe to come out and smother.
Yeah, well, the problem now for Hibs is a big one. They're only playing with one up front, and it means the ball's not sticking, and it just keeps coming back on top of the Hibs midfield and Hibs defence. Celtic are really getting to grips with this one now.
Brown. Shields had to be wary. Brown has earned a corner. First corner of the match. It's taken a while. Scott Brown finds McGeady, looking for another goal, but Murphy saw that coming. Fouled by Caldwell on Moraes. Murphy. Moraes. And now Brian Kerr. Antoine Courier! Unable to turn it in. Dean Shields maintains Hibs' interest. And Murphy should have done better with that.
It was almost there. But Murray has just come on, has done very, very well for Hibs. It was Kerr who got forward in that time to try and get close to Courier. It's a lovely ball across. Courier's just a yard away from it. That's important. If we are going to play just one up front, the Hibs midfield have to get up and support. At the moment, Murray has lit things up for John Collins. It will be important to try and get him on the ball as much as possible.
Venegor of Hesselink. Strachan, born in Edinburgh, grew up supporting Hibs. Not much of a fan today. Naylor's throw. He's going to get it back from Venegor of Hesselink. Now McGeady. Perrier Doumbé. Screened by Buzelan. Hartley busy. Antoine Courier claimed handball. Stephen Fletcher, by the way, has been taken to hospital as a precaution after being stretchered off, so they can assess the extent of the damage. Well, The Strachan side always get a game here, that is for sure. They were 2-0 down with 20 minutes to go in the first Easter Road clash between the teams last season, but managed to sneak a point. And they lost here on the final day of the season. Hibs not as strong as they were. That's because many of their top players left for Glasgow. Gordon Strachan snapping up a few of them. A forlorn chase for Aidan McGeady, who has scored his first goal since January. Should be scoring a few more, really.
Yeah, that's always been his problem for me. Top-class player, great wide player to have. In this day and age, it's difficult to get someone that has the pace and the ability to get to the byline, but can also come inside as well. But it's just his goal tally at the end of the season is never quite enough.
Hogg. Kerr. Antoine Courier. McCann. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. It's been an absorbing game. Kerr. Moraes. Kerr. Gattuso. Moraes was in there, but McManus first to it. It's not away yet, though. And Gattuso has fired it in. And Hibs are back in front. And they always seem to rise to the occasion when Celtic come to town.
Well, Celtic just pay the price for not getting it clear. It's in that area for far too long. And Gattuso, he plays the initial pass in, he gets himself in the box. But what a finish this is. His left foot flies past Boric into the opposite corner. It's a poor header from Caldwell, but Gattuso takes advantage.
Thierry Gattuso makes a name for himself on the big stage. Not many Hibs fans have heard of him, in fact, probably not anyone. But John Collins has a decent network of contacts in France in particular.
All credit to Hibs. So I just thought at this point, Celtic were trying to get themselves into it and stamp their authority on it, but not the case.
McCann now for Antoine Courier. Hibs hungry for more. Moraes. And it sticks with Boric that time.
Well, what's happened is Hibs have now got to grips with that change, with McCann going off. They've got a lot of bodies in midfield now, and they are getting them up in support of Courier. And it's difficult for Celtic to pick that many bodies up from midfield, going back to the park.
McDonald. Scott McDonald! It was a chance for a leveller.
He's been highly involved. Dropping off deep to pick the ball up again and running at defence. Jinking in and out, just trying to get a shot on target, but it slides away from him. He's frustrated.
Murphy. Here's Antoine Courier for Buzelan. Gattuso. Moraes, who has looked lively. Coming on for Stevenson. Kevin McCann. Goal kick is the outcome.
And that's been a difference. McCann getting forward there. Of course, it wasn't him that came off, it was Stevenson. I think that McCann, Kerr, certainly now as well. When you look at Murray coming on, very quick, very lively. The midfield are starting to control things again, and it's amazing how much of a difference a goal can make. Every player on a Hibs shirt looking for the ball now. What a finish it was from Gattuso.
Brown. Caldwell. Donati. McDonald. Gattuso doing defensive duty as well as popping up at the other end. Antoine Courier. Unable to feed Murphy, who had raided down the left. There's going to be 3 minutes added on in this first half because of that injury to the scorer of Hibs' first goal, Stephen Fletcher. Scott McDonald, no foul. Bouzoulan got the ball, and Dean Shields is on his merry way for Hibs. Here's Michael Antoine Courier on his home debut. There's no way past Stephen McManus.
As you can see there, John Collins urging his team forward, trying to break very quickly. It is working. I'm sure he'll be delighted at half-time, because they have made changes today, not just in personnel but also in formation, to score those 2 goals and go in and lead. It'll be an excellent start in this match for John Collins and his side.
Moraes. He'll use Murphy, who's got Shields outside of him. He won't use him though, and Gary Caldwell pops it back in Murphy's direction. Kevin McCann, well wide. Artur Boruc at fault, unusually, for Hibs' first goal. And now Celtic are behind again. Entertainment guaranteed when these two teams meet at Easter Road. Venegor of Hesselink. McGeady. David Murphy with time to have a look where Scott Brown might be. He would have known that the answer was not very far away.
I think Gordon Strachan will be very disappointed at half-time. It's been 2 mistakes from his side. A poor header from Gary Caldwell for the second one. Of course, Boric's gaff for the first one. But he will know that his team keep playing, they're patient, they never give up.
Donati. McGeady. Naylor outside of him. Bouzoulan cuts out the cross. Donati. Brown. Terrier Doumbé hugging the touchline. Survives Shields' challenge. Blocked by Murphy. The last seconds of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Terrier Doumbé's long throw, but Rob Jones is a big man. A very big man. And it's half-time. Thierry Gattuso giving Hibs the advantage after Aidan McGeady had equalised for Celtic. Hibs ahead after a rare howler from Artur Boruc. It was deflected, but he still should have saved it. Boruc with a clanger, but when you let a goal in early, and when you've scored 15 goals in your last 3 league games, you know you've got a chance of getting an equaliser, and so it happened. Venegor of Hesselink and McDonald outstanding in the build-up. McGeady with the finish, but then Up top, Thierry Gattuso. Celtic met their match in Donetsk in midweek, and Hibs once again are giving them a right old game here at Easter Road. At half-time, it is Hibs 2, Celtic 1.
If we get at them, we can cause them problems, but we've got to close them down in midfield, not allow the likes of McGeady and that to play. Brian Kerr, I thought, had a good first half, more of the same from him, but I think Hibs going into the second half with a lot of confidence, no doubt about that.
And we're relying on you, Stevie, to keep us up to date on John Collins' tactical tweaks, because he's made a fair few already.
Yeah, he has, and I think a couple of them been in force, obviously, with the Stephen Fletcher going off and Lewis Stevenson. And it took them a while to get to grips with it. Celtic sort of controlled the game for about 15 minutes on, but they got the goal just before the break, and I'm sure he'll want to make sure that he keeps it nice and tight at the back and maybe hit Celtic on the break, because that's what they look to do. They look to break fast.
John Collins with just one more substitution he's able to make, having made two already. There's Thierry Gattuso, well pleased with that finish just before half-time, which has given Hibs the lead. It's been an intriguing watch so far. Eyes down, all of us, for the second half. Hibs against Celtic. Back to Scott, back to Ian.
Cheers, Rob. The last time Hibs went 6 matches unbeaten at the start of the season was in the year 2000. They lost the 7th game to Celtic that year. If it's going to happen again, they're going to go down fighting, that's for sure, because they have the lead against the champions at Easter Road as they start the second half. Felipe Murray, who came on for Lewis Stevenson, and of course Hibs lost one of their goal scorers, Stephen Fletcher, taken to hospital for x-rays after being stretchered off. Dean Shields replaced him. The thing about Celtic is, in the SPL, they never know or accept when they're beaten. Every chance they will find a way back, and Scott McDonald looking to do that. Scott Brown rather looking to do that straight away. Antoine Courrier. Shields. Murray. Boruc has committed himself. It didn't reach Antoine Courrier though. The second half starting much the same way as the first half finished.
Yeah, again it was Murray using his pace to get up in support of Courrier. Hibs have started the same way, shape-wise. It just means there that Murray can get up and nip in between Boruc. Caldwell again with a weak header away though.
Naylor managed to throw the throw-in out.
Yeah, and Stevie Frill was right at half-time. It has been more like a 3-6-1. A very strange formation from John Collins, but so far it is working. It's making it difficult for Celtic in midfield to get to grips with the runners, especially when they have the pace of Murray.
Thierry Gattuso with the goal that has given Hibs a 2-1 lead against the champions. David Murphy. Antoine Courrier. McGeady, Celtic's goal scorer. Donati. Antoine Courrier. Assisted by Murray, who was on loan at St Johnstone last season, and that's where he caught John Collins' eye, playing against Hibs in the League Cup. Also played against Celtic in the Scottish Cup. It's broken kindly here for the Portuguese under-21 international. Felipe Murray! No great power on it though, easy for Boruc.
Yeah, it was a weak finish. A very good build-up play again. He's allowed to come inside by Donati.
Susie gets a free kick off Scott McDonald.
There's not too much in that from McDonald. I think he just uses his strength there. His low strength of gravity to win that one back.
Hartley took it off the toes of McCann. Scott Brown, the typical surge, but overcooked the pass from McDonald. Chris Gillen and Derek Ryden were jeered at half-time by the Hibs fans, who have had so many booing opportunities all day. 5 players in the Celtic squad today who used to play for Hibs. There have been a few changes in personnel at Easter Road, but once again they're asking questions of Celtic, as they often do here. Hartley. Brown. Dean Shields intervening. Colwell for McManus. Now Naylor.
That's a poor pass, but Hibs have changed it a little bit in the second half, and that Bouzoulin's now sitting a little bit further forward of Jones and of Hogg. I think that's to try and stop McDonald getting on the ball when he comes short.
Brian Kerr for Antoine Courier. McManus quickly challenged. It was a hurried effort. I guess it had to be.
Again, it's Kerr though, getting up to support. Kerr's had a good first half, and he started very well again in the second half.
Well, he had a great start to his Hibs career when he scored in the Edinburgh Derby after just a couple of minutes at the start of the season.
Yeah, but he's playing this well because there's so many players in there. He's being clever. He knows when to go, when to sit. Intelligent player.
Rangers underway against Aberdeen at Ibrox, and we'll have the goals from there as they happen. Hibs only 4 points off Celtic. Hogg. Shields has lost it to McGeady. Adam Freeland felt that McGeady dived. Shields. Oh, he nearly squeezed that in the bottom corner. Dean Shields.
Well, that was lovely play. He makes a chance himself. It does break to him. It's a lovely little step over, and he hits it early and almost catches Boric out. So he drags it inside, hits it with his left foot. It's low and hard, but just not on target.
Hibs into double figures as far as attempts on goal are concerned. Celtic, who've scored goals galore lately, managing just the one so far against this tidy Hibs team. I'll hit the hand of Felipe Meret. Donati. Brown. Perrier Doumbé. Mark Wilson absent with a knee injury today. Likewise, Shinsuke Nakamura. Colwell. Gattusi's going to have to deal with that. In fact, the flag is up. And it's a foul by Venegora Hesselink. Stephen Presley recovering from injury and therefore unavailable for Celtic just now. And he used to captain the other big team in this city. Antoine Courier. Nice touch that time. Kevin McCann. Bouzouin. Jones for Murphy, for Shields. Handball cry from Hibs, looked unlikely. Here's Donati and now McGeady. It's emergency here from Celtic. Donati, McDonald didn't get there! And Venegora Hesseling did, but couldn't steer it in.
Well, just a lovely flowing move from Celtic. It all happens when McGeady picks the ball up. He's able to pick out Donati, who's going round him, who started the move in the first place. McDonald's the front post. Jan Venegora of Hesseling's the back post, but neither can get their foot on the ball really. It's an outstretched leg. A toe poke from Jan Venegora in the end. It was a good move nevertheless.
Gary Caldwell, former captain of Hibs, mopping up. Venegora of Hesseling the target. It drops for Gattuso and now Buzalan. David Murphy. McManus. Brown. Chris Hogg. Staying calm. Murray. Tusi. Buzalan for McCann. Buzalan for Murray. Antoine Courier. Kerr. Gattuso. Murray lost out a little too easily, too heartily.
There's a little problem for Celtic because there's no Nakamura. There's also no natural width now. McGeady's come in the park a little bit, and Celtic are going through the middle. They've tried maybe 3 or 4 long balls up to Jan Venegora, trying to isolate him again on Hogg, but it's not really working. And it's allowing Hibs to get back into possession very easily, and they're making passes.
Hogg. Gattuso. It's rather wayward. With Strachan alongside Gary Pendry and Tommy Burns. Plenty to ponder for the 3 men at the Celtic helm. Murphy. Buzalan. Oh, he's lost it to Donati and he's won it back. Chris Hogg underneath that. Caldwell for Brown. Naylor. Hartley. Caldwell. Could well use Perrier Doumbé, he does. Perrier Doumbé up against Murphy. We've got a touch. Rob Jones got a more effective one. Donati. McGeady for Naylor. It's low. Venegora Hesseling trying a flick. Scott Brown grounded in the thick of it. And as we head towards the hour mark, Hibs still have their lead. Doubleheader from the French League today on Setanta Sports 1 from 4:55. Rennes near the top take on Sochaux right at the bottom, and then later Lyon face Lille. That's on Setanta Sports 2 from 7:55. Hartley. Brown lost out to Buzalan, his former teammate, of course. Here's Hartley though. Hibs a little careless and casual. Donati and Paul Hartley, and Rob Jones with a terrific challenge. Rob Jones playing a crucial role then.
It was a great challenge. Celtic just making their way through, and Hartley it was who was stopped. I think Paul Hartley's had a decent match today. He's been playing in that sitting midfield player role, but he has managed to get forward at times, certainly early the part of the first half. He's trying to lead his team back to at least level terms. And there is the feeling that Hibs are going to need at least one more goal in this game. We just know that with Celtic.
McManus. Rob Jones rising with Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling. Offside against Mikhail Antoine Courier. McGeady. Perrier Doumbé. Perrier Doumbé. Rob Jones saw that coming. A latecomer to the professional game. He was playing non-league and working as a PE teacher until he was 23. Perrier Doumbé forced to go back. Not now though. Moving away from Shields. Brown. Brown, Vennegoor Hesseling, and once again an important challenge that time by Kerr. McGeady. Anxious time this for Hibs. A Celtic plug away for that equaliser. McGeady, cute to Donati on the volley.
Yeah, it was good football from Celtic. Again, they're going across the park. Just like they try to make a pass into Donati, who tries the volley, but can't get anywhere near on target. It was great football just before that with Scott Brown. One-touch football that made its way into Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling. He tried the back heel towards Scott Brown, but just couldn't make it there.
Celtic having an encouraging spell as they search for an equaliser. McGeady has already hauled them level once. They'll get a free kick now as they aim to bounce back again. Stephen McManus will make moves. Gary Caldwell might eventually join him. Massimo Donati then towards McManus and Caldwell. Caldwell drilled it. A good catch really from Makalambe.
Yeah, it was good hands from Makalambe. It was drilled in. As Murphy was isolated at the back post with two Celtic players.
Buzalan. Gattuso.
The Hibs have lost a little bit of their flow. Can't seem to get it into Courier. They were managing that for the first part of the second half, and he was holding it up well, and that was allowing the midfield forward, but the last 10 minutes or so have been all Celtic.
McGeady skipping away. It looks like Chris Killen is about to join us, and well, there'll be more boos to greet his arrival, because he's another ex-Hibs player who scored 13 goals in 18 SPL games last season before injury struck in January. Donati. Chris Hogg standing firm. Gattuso holds off Hartley. Kerr. Venegora Hesseling helping out McDonald. Now it's Aidan McGeady. He's already scored once. He nearly scored again. That is a smart save from Makalambe.
Was a good save, and of course it was route one again for Celtic. A big ball into the air to Jan Venegora Hesseling. He gets a header down to Scott McDonald, who fed McGeady. It was a great strike.
Chris Killen is going to replace Scott McDonald in a mo, but it's Scott Brown's corner. And Gary Caldwell! Wouldn't you just know it? The former captain of Hibs scores against them. Celtic have bounced back yet again, because that's what they do. Caldwell's got a yellow card for his celebration, but he's also got an equaliser.
Yeah, it's a great ball in. And Hibs just don't deal with it. There's three men running in for Celtic, and there's only really Jones that goes with them. And he gets caught underneath it, but Caldwell doesn't. There's no one up against him at all. It's a simple header in the end. Very poor marking from Hibs.
Well, it's his first goal for Celtic. His last one was 20 months ago for Hibs. And just to rub it in, Chris Killen, who scored goals galore for Hibs last season, has indeed replaced Scott McDonald. The champions are level. And how many times do they do this when they're in trouble? They just keep coming back.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you know, always need one more goal against Celtic, because they'll keep playing and they have the players that can pop up from all over the park, as we've just seen there with Caldwell. And now it's all to play for.
Well, there were one or two former Hibs players at Celtic who you might have fancied to get a goal today, but Gary Caldwell was probably bottom of the list. It's going to be some last quarter of the game, that is for sure. Kerr for Murray. McManus came across. Kerr. High into the sky from Donati. Hartley. Brown. Chris Killen. He's just on! Well, that would have really rubbed it in and been taking the mickey.
Just about to say that I'm sure that Hibs wouldn't have been too disappointed to see McDonald going off. Just now a less mobile front two, but plenty of mobility shown there from Killen to drift into that position. Couldn't get a shot on target.
Celtic fans in certainly making a noise behind Makalambe's goal. It's a foul by Aidan McGeady. From Gattuso.
Well, I think Gattuso gets lucky there. McGeady just nicks it. Does nothing else apart from win the ball.
Hibs and Celtic, the only unbeaten teams in the SPL now, and it could stay that way if it ends all square here, but you can't help feeling that with just over 20 minutes to go, there might be another twist or two to come.
Yeah, you can see John Collins urging his team to just settle it down a little bit.
Vennegoor and Hesselink. Killen. Rob Jones got his boot in front of Killen to concede a corner.
Well, that's certainly been the most successful part of Celtic's play today, getting the long ball into Jan Vennegoor.
Donati's corner, away by Rob Jones, and Gary Caldwell on the volley. Well, he probably took it away from Scott Brown, who was intending to do the same thing. Gordon Strachan's Celtic, twice behind. But John Collins' Hibs unable to hang on to the lead. Not many can against Celtic. Here's Antoine Courier though. Kevin McCann. It's bounced off Caldwell. Murphy. Antoine Courier. Murray! And that was good work from Hartley to smother it.
Yeah, he read that well, and he had to get across. It was set up nicely for Murray.
Hibs have got their first corner of the game. David Murphy powers it in, and it's met by Gary Caldwell. McGeady, nobody ahead of him at the moment. And Brian Kerr, tidy in the tackle, and he wanted the throw in as well. Looks like Mirani Zamama will be the last of the Hibs subs to be used. They used two in the first half. Stephen Fletcher stretchered off. Lewis Stevenson taken off. Perrier Doumbé, Chris Killen. Oh, Gary Caldwell. I don't see that in the manuals.
I think Zamama would be a very positive substitution from John Collins.
McCann. McManus stopped that reaching Murray. Killen. Stopped in his tracks magnificently by Brian Kerr. Here's Murphy. Now Scott Brown. He used to do this in a Hibs shirt many a time. Kevin McCann strong in the challenge. It's he who is about to be replaced by Zamama. Caldwell. Donati in space. Donati! And it sticks with Makalambe.
Oh, that's poor play from Bouzela. She allows that to get away from him, not just once but twice.
Murray. Caldwell in front of Antoine Courier. Caldwell. Venegor at Hesseling. He's got the free kick actually off Chris Hogg, and this is in a very, very decent position.
Well, how many times today has that ball come in from the right back area? Doumbé has just picked out Jan Venegor of Hesseling. It's caused Hogg plenty of problems.
So Kevin McCann goes off, and on for the last quarter of an hour or so comes the exciting Moroccan Mirouane Samama, who's already scored 3 times this season. He's a bright spark. But the first thing that Hibs have got to do, Samama comes on, is contend with this free kick. No Nakamura today, of course, but others are capable.
And it looks like McGeady fancies this one.
Only 3 men in the wall. It's Paul Hartley! Straight through to Nakalambe.
Yeah, McGeady wasn't happy. I think he talked about it, but just at the last minute, Hartley fancied it.
Free kick given in favour of McManus. 15 fast and frantic minutes left at Easter Road. Hibs 2, Celtic 2 in another engrossing contest between these two. Antoine Courier. Dean Shields. Naylor not impressed with the way Shields reacted. Here goes McGeady. Hartley. Celtic finding some room to manoeuvre. Scott Brown's cross. Chris Killen. And here is Venegor of Hesseling. Didn't connect as he would have wished.
He did well, he worked the room for himself extremely well. Just the last moment, Gattuso managed to get a foot in there and made it difficult for him.
Samama just on. Can he keep going? Caldwell having to give away the corner. Samama is going to take it. Hibs have already been ahead twice in this game. Samama in, Caldwell out. Kerr. Shields. Killen able to deal with that. Brian Kerr. Still. Collins hoping that Hibs can remain unbeaten. Celtic likewise yet to lose in the SPL. Here's Samama. Gary Caldwell having to clear that away. I can tell you that Stephen Fletcher, who was stretchered off and taken to hospital in the first half, has returned to Easter Road, and the x-rays have shown that there is nothing broken, thankfully. Shame for Hibs though that they lost Fletcher, one of their key players. Murphy, Murray, Antoine Courier, Stephen McManus, big, strong, in the way.
That's a great tackle, and it had to be. Just won't come down for Courier, and by that point McManus gets across with Naylor.
Lee Naylor Manus. Off the back of Chris Gillen, much to the delight of the Hibs fans. Scott Brown. Buzalan kept Killen in check. It's gone out. Dean Shields furious.
The game's really stretched now, Ian. This end-to-end stuff.
Scott Brown quick to offer an apology to his former teammate.
I can say that both teams have really had a go. I don't see it being the end just yet, as far as goals are concerned.
It's going to be a tantalising 10 minutes. A fascinating finale to what has been another great game between these two teams who never let us down, especially when they meet here at Easter Road. Gordon Strachan side were held by Kilmarnock on the opening weekend, but they've ripped through every team they've faced in the SPL since. Not Hibs though. Painful for Antoine Courier.
Yeah, it's the clash of heads. I think Doombay's played well at right back for Celtic today. Looks very athletic, very good going forward. His passing has also been good.
Zemama. Antoine Courier went to ground, but Alan Freeland not at all interested. Murphy. He's given it to Hartley. Zemama, full of desire. Buzalan, full of class. Donati. McGeady. Felipe Murray. Zemama. Shields. Hartley. Murray. Hartley snapping away. Finnegan Hesseling. Can't keep hold of it. There's Perrier Doumbé. McGeady caught. It's going to be a yellow card for Katusa.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Comes flying in. He's nowhere near the ball. His legs are straight. Well worth a booking, that one. Courier was claiming a penalty. He's up against Caldwell, but for me he goes down far too easily. I think Hibs have to try and get the ball into Zemama. He's looking very lively. You can see that Ramadan hasn't affected him. Very hungry, but it's just getting the ball into him and allowing him to drive at the Celtic defence.
It's half-time at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 0. Gordon Strachan's Celtic also being held here by the team he supported as a boy. Hibs. Steve McManus under orders from Strachan. And when he talks, you listen.
I think that's because he knows that McGeady's having to go off the park. So they'll be down by one man as it is without sending another defender up front.
Naylor. Rob Jones decided to use his head then when it looked like it would have been a bit easier with his boot. Antoine Courier. McGeady's back on and having to get involved. And having to hold off Murphy. Donati. Now Naylor. Is there going to be another goal in this game, and who's going to get it? Chris Cullen's offside. Dean Shields is dancing. Samama. Buzalan. Murray. Zamama. This is Antoine Courier. Gattuso was arriving, it's come off Naylor for a Hibs corner.
Well, what a fantastic match this has been. Intense stuff. Both sides just going for it, attacking football, good passing.
Samama sends it in. Not too many Hibs bodies in the box. A few there now though as Gattuso tries again. Buzalan. Antoine Courier would have been flagged then. Felipe Murray strong. Gattuso. Antoine Courier. Here is Zamama! Oh, and Boris has made another error! Dean Shields pounces on the error for Boris, who's had a horrible day. Hibs are in front again in this 5-goal thriller. Boris drops another clanger. Can they hang on this time?
Oh, he's just handed 3 points to Hibs. Unless Celtic can come back in this last 4 or 5 minutes, but I can't see it. That's got to be demoralising. All credit to Shields. He follows up. There's no danger here. He lets the ball get away from him, Boris. It's a near post. Don't know what he's thinking about, but Shields doesn't care. He does what all good finishers should, and he follows it up anyway. And when he gets there, he slides in just ahead of Boris, who's had an absolute nightmare.
It's been an afternoon to take your breath away at Easter Road. Not long left now. Zamama, whose shot stung the palms of Boric, although shouldn't have stung them to that extent. Here's Murray's.
I don't even think the shot was on target. I don't think he had to save it. Then he's past the post. At that point, how the ball can come back in towards goal, I've no idea. You see here, Zamama. It's maybe just going to hit the post actually. The Shield slides in. But 2 massive mistakes from Boric in this match.
Caldwell. Can Hibs hang on this time? Celtic have already had to come back twice, but they haven't got much time left to do it a third time. Here's Antoine Courier. Flashed well wide in the end from Antoine Courier. Well, it's ironic that Hibs had so many problems with their goalkeepers last season. Celtic have had a big problem with theirs today. Artur Boric, normally reliable, saved them many a time, has made 2 horrendous howlers. And Derek Riordan is going to come on against his former club to try and save the day. Caldwell, Vennegoor and Hesseling, manhandled Gattuso, free kick for Hibs.
It's that long ball again. And this time Jan Vennegoor Hesselink just putting too much into it, grabbing a hold of Gattuso.
Here comes another Hibs. Derek Ryden taking the place of Massimo Donati. Ryden scored here for Celtic on the last day of last season. They need him to do it again because we're in the last minute of the 90, and as it stands, Hibs will be the only unbeaten team in the SPL. Murphy. Caldwell trying to be a little too clever perhaps. Antoine Courier has lunged in and he's going to get a card here from Alan Freeland.
But he's played well, Courier, up front on his own for the majority of this match. And certainly in the second half he's held the ball up a lot better. He's been strong, athletic, and he's worked very hard for his side, and that's made a difference for Hibs.
There's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes for Celtic to save themselves and to bail out Boruc, which is what they had to do in the first half. After his error led to the first goal of the game, has his second error led to the last goal of the game.
As you said, Ian, the other side, Makalambe's looked absolutely solid in this match.
Here's McGeady. You never know you've beaten Celtic until that whistle goes, that is for certain. And there's a couple more minutes of stoppage time left. And there might be some nervous moments yet for Hibs. So many former Hibs players at Celtic these days, but it's not been much of a return to Easter Road for them. It's John Collins' current crop of players who have proved to be outstanding.
Yeah, it's been far more like the Hibs side that we know. They can play football when they're in possession. I think just recently they haven't managed to come up to that standard, but today they certainly have.
McManus is up there now. Ryden! Deflected, but it stays with Makalambe. And Makalambe teasing Vennegoor and Hesselink into making a challenge. And the big Dutchman offers a quick apology. And Hibs are nearly there.
Yeah, it's one of those where Makalambe was saying, come and get it before I pick it up. And Jan Vennegoor Hesselink does come in, a little bit frustrated, I think.
Well, Hibs used to hold the rights to goalkeeping clangers, but 2 from Artur Boruc today has left them on the brink of victory. We're in the last minute of stoppage time. Caldwell, Rob Jones heads that. Just over half a minute to go. This has been an absolute thriller. Naylor's long throw, met by Chris Hogg. John Collins would quite like to hear the whistle, and a few thousand Hibs fans are thinking the same. Because if anyone can nick a goal in the closing seconds, it's Celtic. In by Naylor. Who's it going to drop for? Vennegoor or Hesselink. And Samama got it away. It's over. An epic performance from John Collins' Hibs side. And it is they who are now the only unbeaten team in the SPL this season. What a fantastic game. But a nightmare of huge proportions for Artur Boruc. The first goal of the game and the last goal of the game down to errors from the Celtic keepers. Samama with that shot that Boruc was unable to hold. Dean Shields followed up. Hibs lost a lot of their top players to Glasgow. but those that are left behind and those that have come in, once again, rose to the challenge of facing Celtic. And remember, they lost one of their best players, Stephen Fletcher, early on to injury as well. Dean Shields came on for him and had the last word. Artur Boruc having to hang his head today, but you cannot deny that Hibs excelled, and how sweet it will be that so many of their former players were in Celtic shirts today. No wonder it means so much to John Collins and everyone connected with Hibs. It's always great to put one over the old firm. It's even greater when they've bought most of your players. A 5-goal thriller at Easter Road. Hibs ahead 3 times, and they've just about managed to hang on. And they've moved to within a point of Celtic. Artur Boruc should have dealt with the deflection here. He didn't. Stephen Fletcher has now scored in every home game this season, but he was later stretchered off. Celtic level after Venegor of Hesselink and McDonald linked up superbly, and McGeady rattled in the equaliser. But just before half-time, up popped Thierry Gattuso to fire Hibs back in front. You just knew that Celtic would come back though, and they did. And you just knew a former Hibs player would score today, although maybe not Gary Caldwell. Not many would have suspected him. That was 2-2, but there was time for a second major mistake from Boruc. That is a horrible howler, and he gifted Dean Shields the winning goal. And Celtic, the champions, always get a rough ride here at Easter Road, and even though so many Hibs players, so many of their best players have left in recent times, it's gone and happened again. A pulsating afternoon. It finishes Hibs 3, Celtic 2.
So Celtic suffer domestic defeat for the first time this season. They've lost twice in 6 days. Happy Hibs keep up their unbeaten start. A bad day for Boruc. All the reaction to come.
Don't take your eye off the ball. Clydesdale Bank, always on the ball.